Hi, friends. Thank you again for coming to my channel. I hope that this message can help others get through whatever the situation may be. Today, I'm going to talk about how to deal with child from infidelity. Well, today's confession is a hard one. I relive this every day, but with time, it got easier. So, my husband had a child outside of our marriage 13 years ago. He didn't outright tell me. I got a call from the other woman. Go figure. See, during those times, my husband was double minded. He didn't know what or who he wanted. So, out of frustration from the other woman, she called and told me that she was pregnant. I thought my world was over. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Our kids were younger then, and I barely had any energy to focus on them at that moment. I let them stay with my in-laws for a few days. I remember my husband left work early that day because I called him and I asked if it was true. I was devastated. And he didn't come out right to admit or say. He's like, what happened? What you hear? What are you talking about? And he kind of like just ran out, left his job to come straight home. I do not wish this feeling on anyone. I had so many emotions, so many bad thoughts. I cried. I asked God, why would he do this? Then I remembered saying, why you didn't make her get rid of it? This is what I asked my husband. Why didn't you make her get rid of it? That was really wrong of me. But at the time, I was hurt and felt betrayed. So, I even felt nasty. My emotions went up and down for months. Then I was constantly checking her social media page to see, when she was going to have the baby, if she was going to have the baby shower, etc. Surprisingly, he told me when she was due. He didn't want me to leave, and I didn't want to leave. But in a sense, I kind of did want to leave. So with him even claiming he didn't want me to leave, the next few years seemed like torture. He continued to play family with the other woman. He would go stay with her for 2 or 3 nights, etc. at a time. I felt like a fool because I felt I allowed it to happen. There were times he would tell me I was in the way, etc. There were times he bring the kid around. I would say starting when he was around like 2 years old. But by then, him and the other woman were like off and on. Again, I felt like a fool. No one understood why I stayed. Of course, those that knew, they would say, you're better than me because I would be out. It is always easy for someone to say that until it happens to them. I'm sure some of you can relate. Let me tell you how God works. You see, my stepson loves me so much. Ever since he was little, he showed me so much love. I always showed him love too because he didn't ask to be here. Would you believe no matter how much his mom tried to break our bond, she couldn't? The love I have for my stepson and vice versa is a blessing from God. You see, God was able to break that soul tie. I had prayed for him to break them up for years. Now they barely communicate. And when they do, it's just about discussing when my stepson will come over and stuff like that. And sometimes it's like bitter, like they now pretty much communicate via email because the text messages wasn't working and phone calls wasn't working, so it's pretty much via emails. So you see, we don't control our life, God does. See, my husband made a mistake and God is a forgiving God. I had to learn to forgive my husband as well as the other woman. When I did, it made my life a lot easier. My husband loves the bond I have with my stepson. It's not our job to understand why God allowed bad things to happen. God knows why. The best way to deal with a child from infidelity is to keep in mind that your spouse allowed the devil to use him or her. Never take it personal. It will hurt and is a different kind of hurt too. Trust me. It's up to you to decide if you want to stay. I would never say stay or go. It's up to you to decide. I will suggest don't make this bleh. Don't make the decision right away. You're gonna be going off your emotions. So when you break away from that feeling, forgive yourself and ask God to forgive you, because all kinds of thoughts will go through your head. Trust and believe. Ask God to give you strength. Then ask God to heal you. The decision you and your spouse will make affects the rest of your life. That child is there for life. Remember, the child is innocent. The Bible says that children are a gift from God. Even if they were conceived because of a situation that was not pure or a situation that was hurtful, the child is created in the image of God and should not be created as he or she is lesser of a human being. In Matthew chapter 8 verses 10, it says, "See that you do not look down on one of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of Father in heaven." So, though it may be difficult, don't withhold affection from the child. By keeping the child at arm's length, you are punishing them for something they didn't do. They didn't ask to be here. It's painful dealing with an affair, and when the affair results in a child who becomes part of your life, you may feel like everything is being dumped on you. But you're going to feel grief, anger, and mourning. But give it all to God. He's the only one who will listen and understand how you feel. He is also the only one to repair your marriage. Friend or family will just make it worse. Let God fight this battle. Talking to your friends and trying to get your friends' opinion, your family opinion, they all going to have a different opinion and a negative opinion. It's not up to them. It's up to you, your spouse, and God. Just talk to just those only ones that you need to talk to and work the situation out with. Mainly God. Because if you leave it in your hands and your control, it can go a whole different way. And I don't mean in a good way. It's a lot of different thoughts and emotions that go with it all. You just have to ask God to give you the strength to get through it, and ask Him what it is He wants for you in your marriage. So, keep that in mind, that the children are innocent. So whatever it is, do not take it out on them. They didn't ask to be here. That's their gift from God. God has a reason and a purpose for them. And it's not up to us to figure out what it is. God knows. We don't. So I just wanted to share that with everyone who's dealing with a child outside of infidelity. I hope this message helps some of you. Thank you all, as always, for listening. I hope that you continue to listen. If you haven't, please like and subscribe, and I will be bringing out more videos. If you have any questions, if you would like to hear any specific topics, please feel free to comment and let me know below. Thank you, and have a great day.